Ready? All right, the February 10th, 2021 regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen will come to order. I'd like to welcome everyone joining us on Facebook Live, as well as those joining on the phone. As a reminder, if you're on the phone, please mute yourself until called upon. And also, just a reminder to those on Facebook Live, we don't have the capacity to monitor comments during the meeting. But thank you for tuning in. So if you'll join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. And so, for anyone joining, June is joining virtually, and we are here. Hello. So, can I get a motion for the regular meeting minutes of January 13th, 2021? So moved. Can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you. A motion, a second. Any discussion? No? No comments?
None? No comments?
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Stacy. Do I hear a motion to approve the special joint Board of Selectmen SIP meeting minutes of January 27th, 2021? So moved. Do I hear a second?
I second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? No. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Thank you again to Stacy. Then I don't believe there's any correspondence. Under reappointment, we have the Shellfish Commission. Could I get a motion to reappoint Alan Bannister to the Shellfish Commission? So moved. Can I get a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
No, just thank you, Helen, for continuing your service.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Yes, thank you to Alan and the Shellfish Commission. The next is another reappointment for Fred Wagner to the Wild and Scenic River Stewardship Council. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
No, again, thank you, Fred. It's exciting that we have somebody on this council.
Yes. Any, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Yes, thank you to Fred, and I think last meeting we appointed Sarah. And yeah, they're doing some great work, so hopefully we'll have more to talk about at a future meeting. For the Commission on Aging, a motion to reappoint Giza Harma and Marty Booker to the Commission on Aging.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
Just thank you again. I love that all these people that are being reappointed. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
they do participate quite a bit at the meeting, so it's we're grateful. Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 The motion carries. And a reappointment for the Mystic River Boathouse Park Implementation Committee, Tom Swift. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I second.
Any discussion?
Nope, thank you to Tom. He's very active in the committee, and we appreciate him continuing his service.
Yes.
Thank you, Tom. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Thank you for dealing with the slight delay, too, so thank you. So under old business on COVID updates, mostly I wanted to share that hopefully most people have seen now, we are moving into the 65 and older group. As soon as we get information from legislature, usually within minutes, we try and post it to the town Instagram, Facebook, and website. Any help from community members in sharing that information is really appreciated. We will get updates from legislature, for example, when a clinic might be happening, if there's appointments open. Just as a reminder to people, we have on the town website an overview of both all the different options for how you can go about vaccination, whether it's through the VAN system, whether it's through CVS, whether it's through, Ledgelight's new system, whether you call the hotline. But, we know it can be confusing and overwhelming and frustrating, so please know you can call our office, the First Selectmen's office, or Human Services, any of our business hours. If you don't answer, just leave us a message, we will call you back, and we're happy to walk you through it. We've even done some appointments with people over the phone. Anything we can do to help. Also, the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center has graciously set up a wonderful, very safe system for getting transportation within a 20-mile radius. If their system doesn't work for you because of the day or time, again, just reach out to us at Human Services. They have a mechanism for offering free rides for those in need. We can book that for you separately, so please don't let that be a reason you don't get vaccinated. And lastly, just as a reminder, if you're seeing appointments all the way out deep in March or later for some people, do cancel those. You can go back in. We know it's a frustrating system sometimes, but, most of the providers aren't posting appointments until they have the vaccine in hand. So, every day you can go in and check, and see if there's appointments open, and they should be opening. You shouldn't have to wait that long. So please don't think you have to wait, a month or 2 months if that's what the system is showing you. Just, check back in and, I know it's scary to cancel an appointment when it took a long time to make it, but there should be, vaccines that are easier and closer to get. And again, just reach out if you have questions. One other positive update, thanks to some creative quick work from, Human Services, we should be sending out postcards to all of our seniors with an overview of some of the key vaccine information. Again, both the state number as well as our local number to call if they need any help or reminder about the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center transportation. Because we know, a good bit of our seniors aren't necessarily online, so we thought a postcard would be a helpful way maybe to get information to them. And then for those listening on the phone, just a reminder, check in on your friends, neighbors, family members. The system is not easy and it can be frustrating and hard to navigate for anyone. So, if you have the ability, check in, see if you can help them with getting vaccination appointments. And that's probably the long-winded update. Thank you. Under new business, I'm happy to have a discussion now, and then I'd love to put this up for, an action at a future meeting. But, I had a great call, with a gentleman from New Britain, who reached out to me. He's worked with a number of other towns, I believe 12 other towns, including our neighboring New London, asking Connecticut municipalities, to pass this Equity Act resolution. And essentially, what it is at the, federal government level, there's a bill in Congress that, if passed, would amend the Civil Rights Act to prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, in the areas not just of employment, but housing, public accommodation, public education, federal funding, credit, and the jury system. So while the Supreme Court's June 2020 ruling of Bostock versus Clayton County, Georgia, said that the Civil Rights Act protects sexual orientation and gender identity in matters of employment, the other areas remain unidentified. So in Connecticut, our state law covers this, but federally, there's a lot of states that it doesn't cover. So they're looking to amend this federally to kind of even the playing field. And so, they're asking, municipalities, to show their support for this by passing these resolutions. So I think we, sent that kind of template resolution language to you guys. Again, we can discuss it now, or you could have more time to look at it, but, it seemed pretty straightforward. There's not, there doesn't seem to be anything controversial about it. Just a way to show our support, for this potential amendment at the federal level. Do you guys have any questions or feedback or comments?
No, I did see the template, and it does look fairly straightforward. If we wanted to do this, we would basically work together to fill the template out, post it on the website. I'm just curious to know logistically how we would do that.
Yeah, I would just enter our information into the template, and then at future Board of Selectmen meetings, you guys could review it and
Vote on it, yeah.
Okay.
And then it would go, on the website.
Yeah.
I think it's in line with some of our diversity, equity, and inclusion work that we want to do as a town anyways, but I think the main point is to show kind of, hopefully, more support for this. Also, I didn't want to take this forward to the COG before talking to you guys and getting your sense, but if we are supportive of this, I'd like to take this to the COG, the Council of Governments, for Southeastern Connecticut, and say, now that New London and Stonington have both done it, would other towns consider also doing it? It'd be great if all the Southeastern Connecticut towns could do something like this, to show support from Southeastern Connecticut, which I think could have a positive, impact. So, again, pending, a motion we make at a future meeting, I'll bring that to the COG. June, anything from you, questions or comments or questions you want me to bring back to the person who brought this to me?
No, I heard Deb's comments, and I think I'm in full support as well. I do like that you're going to go to COG and talk to them about it, and then support all the way around. I don't see any reason why we can't do the same. So,
Okay, great.
it'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good to get input if there's pushback from other municipalities. It would be good to hear what that is. Not that we would go along with their push, but just to hear what others have to say as well. But yeah, see it all filled out, and something I think we can pass. So.
All right, that's great, thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'll share that, and I'll say that we're, probably putting this forward and see what their feedback is.
So New London's the only one in southeastern Connecticut, but are there other municipalities in the state?
Yes, there's, I think, 12 in total, so we can share that with you.
Yeah, we can see that.
I'm trying to remember, it was a good range of both cities, there was a lot of cities, but a few towns. I think they were focused more on cities, I know, like New Britain, I think Hartford, New London, probably New Haven, and then a few towns, and I just happened to be on a call with someone about something else, and then they followed up about this, so I don't think Stonington was like on their target list, but we could help lead the way maybe for some smaller towns. Okay, great, so we'll put this on a future meeting agenda. Now on to the not to be, the diminished, very important, as June informed me, street number assignment. So we have, map 21, block 1, lot 3, a request to change this to street number 1, Country Lane, Pawcatuck, Connecticut, 06379. Do I hear a motion to approve the street number assignment?
So moved.
Second?
I second.
Any discussion?
No? Straightforward.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. The next one is for street number map 79, block 8, lot 3A, to become number 34 Island Road, Stonington, Connecticut, 06378. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
A second?
I second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
No?
No.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. All right, so the next item is comments from the public. If you'd like to comment, please press *3, and then listen, and you should be prompted, and then you'll press *6, and you can say your name and address. I don't know if you have anybody on. We'll give it a minute. As a reminder, you can press *3, you'll hear a prompt, and then *6. We'll move on to comments from the Selectmen. If anybody is working or trying to get on, you can interrupt us. So, Deb, any updates from your liaisons or just in life?
Just a couple quick. I'll be quick. I was excited. I attended virtually the wetlands meeting last week and was happy to see the sidewalks were approved. So they're continued to move on through the process. We will get there.
We will get there.
And then the Mystic River Boathouse Park Committee was this week, and Susan Cullen and I have been working together on the grant application we were able to give to the committee so they can do a review. We're looking for their comments and ideas, understanding that the new application has character space limits. So we had to cut the beautiful application that was so well written last summer down to fit into this limited space. But I'm so excited to work with Susan. It's great. And we got that, and we also trimmed the budget, taking out things that really wouldn't have cut it for maybe a remediation grant, and knowing that the state has significantly cut back the amount of available funds.
And Deb, just for people who might be listening, will you remind them, just how much the state has, it went from a $30 million proposed assessment for remediation grant to
It went from 30 million down to 9.5, but of that 9.5, 1 million is earmarked for assessment grants, and that is not what we're applying for. So it's 8.5 million to be shared between the 169 municipalities in the state. So with a cap per project of 2 million, but, you know, it's hard to imagine that they're gonna give just a couple $2 million grants. You know, you never know what they're gonna do, but we're really trying to tailor it so we can get the park cleaned up. I mean, the goal is to get the park remediated and built. So,
well, thank you. I know that wasn't easy.
And then I just touched base briefly actually with Chris Greenwell today, and I'm going to join him on the webinar for the stormwater utility tomorrow.
Oh, thank you.
That's something that, oh gosh, years ago, the stormwater task force, we talked about it, but there really wasn't a mechanism at the time. So it'll be interesting to hear how it's come along. So that'll be good. And then, I'll be listening in to the Board of Ed meeting this week, but I did have a chat with Peter Anderson about LED lighting in their program, and I know he's going to call you, but that's something that I think is really important for the town to look at as well.
Yeah, no, that'll be great, see if we can all move to LED lighting and through a good payment plan.
Yeah. So no, I think that's it. That's kind of the highlight.
Thank you. And then June, what about from you?
Just have two things. I know you presented at the Board of Finance meeting, so I attended the Board of Finance meeting and I saw their schedule, and I just applaud the idea of including SIP with each department's budget presentation. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, man, why wasn't that thought of before? But I know Danielle, if that was your idea, it was great. It's brilliant. I think it's just an much easier way of presenting the budget and SIP because they're so intertwined. So looking forward to all those hearings. So, and I'll let the Board of Finance discuss this, but I think our undesignated fund balance will be okay too. So, you know, I'd like to see some of the SIP items. So there's some are really critical that they're approved. So then Police Commission, I don't know if I shared this last time or not, but the two other officers resigned and they're relatively new. So we are down 5 officers in the police department. And we had just gotten to the point where I think we were at full capacity. And what I say by full capacity, it's what the Department of Homeland Security, you know, and all of our federal forces to say that we need as far as a municipality of our size, class 2 terrorism target. So we had reached capacity of police officers, but now we're down 5. So so I just wanted to share that. Police Commission meets again tomorrow night. And that's it. You know, Commission on Aging is working on, you know, along with the postcards, getting contact information for all of the seniors, just so that if there's emergencies, we now have a way of reaching them. So K through 12, we thought last night was our last meeting, but I think it's one more. So,
I think you say that.
We're done. No.
It's the project that keeps on going. So there were a couple of things that were added. 2 things for each school. If there's a fire alarm, have an alarm that like an emergency alarm that's audible outside of the building. So just to make sure that everybody knows that there's something going on inside the building. Of course, you would see everybody evacuated from the building, but you know, we just added those things to both schools. And so the invoices, when that work's completed, that'll be done in the next week or so. We just have to meet again to approve the invoices of that. So, but no, our owner's rep is wrapping it up. I think we had our final invoice to our construction group, to Gilbane. The architect's already done. So it really is coming to an end. So And that's it. So we will have one more meeting. Oh, and that's all I have.
Great. No, thank you. So I have 4 updates. I'll try and keep them as brief as I am capable. So one is tomorrow is, our sidewalk virtual community conversation discussion. We're so excited about this. So the B&L engineering will be there to share the 90% design plans. Susan and Keith will be there to answer questions from the community. We're just so grateful to the state and everybody who worked on this before we got here, that helped us secure the $600,000. And with the understanding that's not going to be enough to complete the whole project. So this will be key to get some input from the community to really understand the project, get a sense, answer any questions. And then hopefully, again, anyone who is so inclined can advocate during the budget hearings, as June mentioned, throughout February, March, and even into April. If you want to see additional funding, go to the sidewalk so they can, either more can be completed or the whole thing can potentially be completed. And we're getting so close. Like I said, 90% plans. We'll do that last 10%, and then hopefully can start the construction. So there's still a good bit of work to do, but a lot has been happening. So that's wonderful. And again, just tune in tomorrow to that virtual meeting. Another one is Dillman Ave update, just very briefly. At the next meeting, hopefully we'll have more to share, but thanks to work from Dave Hammond on the EDC, Sue, myself, Deb, we hopefully will have the pre-application into DECD for their brownfield assessment by the end of this week, Monday at the latest. And this is the pre-application. Then if we kind of get good feedback and are approved, we'll do the actual application. And this is for that assessment grant that we'd already gotten years ago for the boathouse site. So, as Deb mentioned, we're also applying to DECD brownfield for the actual remediation funding for the brownfield site in Mystic. But we feel the time has come to start looking at how we can address Stillman. If anyone has questions for us, they can reach out. But just to summarize it, we've been having talks with a new land bank in the region, and we're just exploring potential areas. We still don't own the property. It is owned by a private entity, but this is just a first step that we feel like we can be taking. So stuff we tried to take, and then COVID hit, now we're back at it again. And then just also following up on some older work we have talked about and where it is our infrastructure work. So just to update you guys and anyone else who's been following our infrastructure plans closely. As a reminder, we had all discussed probably months back, how can the town get a better handle on our kind of long-term liabilities around infrastructure, in particular bridges, and some extent also sidewalks, both existing sidewalks and new. So Barbara McCrell, our Director of Public Works, and myself did some research and outreach and kind of brainstormed. Now we have a new town engineer. So he's been brought in, and both of them have been doing some phenomenal work on this, and just really trying to think about how do we take this forward. We talked with our existing facilities committee, who also do great work looking more at buildings, but they were very generous and offered to take on some of this, and then also talking to our Board of Finance. So basically where I've landed for now, and happy to talk about this at a future meeting, is we'll do the work in-house. So we'll have myself, Barbara, Chris, our town engineer, Director of Public Works, and then the official liaison from the Board of Finance, who at this point we're very fortunate happens to be the same person for SIP as it is for Highway, Lynn Young. She doesn't know yet, but we're going to ask her to do this, but the Board of Finance chair agreed to it, so hopefully she will too. No, I'm sure she will. So basically to have more standing regular meetings. And then as needed, as there's new work being presented, we can pull in people such as fire or EMS or residents or others who might have a stake in this. But mostly it's really, we're seeing, we've started doing that initial work, for example, on bridges, and that Board of Finance meetings for the past couple of months we've been presenting on this. We're realizing, this is millions and millions and millions of dollars that we have of liabilities, and we've never looked at them, ever. So we're starting now, it's a great starting point, but we have a lot of work to do if we're going to get a handle on these long-term liabilities, and we're going to have to start making decisions. So if we have, for example, 4 bridges that are coming up on critical or more significant maintenance needed, how do we start getting proactive? How do we start addressing them? Obviously, maintenance is better than a full replacement. So these types of things, we felt like a lot of the decisions really are related back to the Board of Finance. So they were the most critical ones. So rather than forming a whole new committee or having another committee take it on, we'd start internally with the discussions with the Board of Finance liaison and then bring in people. And then if we see a need, we can change it and modify it over town. But this is how we thought we would start. And it did seem like a lot of towns just have it kind of more internal to start with. So we'll see. We were really happy at the last Board of Finance meeting. They did approve a brand new SIP item for bridge engineering and design work, which is a really important step. At the future budget meetings, we are proposing new line items or additional funding line items for both bridge maintenance as well as like repair, and then also for sidewalks, basically ADA updates, because we really need a dedicated line item for that. So I think it's not just new sidewalks, we also have to maintain the ones we have in terms of repair and making them ADA accessible. So with that, again.
Make a quick comment
Yeah.
on that, and I think this is a great time, we'll be able to pull in some of that climate resiliency and the flooding and issues,
Yeah.
As we consider the infrastructure, look at our climate resiliency plan and see how maybe they tie in together.
That's a great point, I'm making some on that, thank you. And then the final thing, to end on is next week starts Random Acts of Kindness Week. I think I had been here about 2 months, and we did this last year internally at Town Hall. And we were laughing, but in all seriousness, we just thought, people could use a bit more kindness, in their lives, and it can really have good mental health benefits. So this year, we wanted to bring it to the town. So Stacy and I have been brainstorming, also with some other people in the community and some nonprofits. And next week, we want to really kick off Random Acts of Kindness Week. So stay tuned for some, I think, exciting ideas that we'll be bringing forward. But also, if other people have ideas and want to either get in touch with us, you can reach out to us over email or a call. But we'll be sharing things on social media, and just trying to, spur some random acts of kindness, and that can be everything from maybe delivering food to someone, or just, helping out a neighbor, or making a donation to a local nonprofit, or we said even cleaning out your closet and bringing it to the Pawtucket Neighborhood Center or the Como. There's lots of different things that you can do in the community, and then hopefully it'll start a little bit of a ripple effect. So, stay tuned, and we're also up for any fun ideas that we can all do in the community next week, and hopefully it'll stay, not just 1 week of it. And, anything else from you, June or Deb? No?
For me.
All right, we will stand adjourned just shy of 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.